Well, welcome everybody. It's Monday on Ignite Humanity Live, and that means it's a brand new week of all kinds of fun and exciting things for us to talk about on how we ignite humanity. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, founder and CEO of Ignite Publishing, Ignite Humanity, and Ignite You, all designed to help and support you in igniting your life. And we're here today on this show each and every weekday to help support you in finding ways that you can ignite humanity, because now more than ever, we need to come together as a unit to support one another in our future, the future not just for us, but for the planet. And so I'm bringing to you guests and wonderful speakers, those amazing individuals and people just like you who are igniting humanity in new and unique ways. They're not necessarily doing big, massive things on an epic scale. They are doing small, incremental things that are making a huge impact from what I call the ripple effect. Now, many of them are making massive impact, but some of them are just doing those things that you and I can do each and every day. Wake up in the morning, decide that today's going to be a day that we ignite humanity. And our guests are sharing with you things that are easy to do, affordable to do, don't cost anything to do, and actually impact others and make a huge difference. Now, Mondays are all about ideas. So today's theme is all about ideas and suggestions that we can give to you that will help you come up with a ding, ding, ding idea in your life that will make something new for you and igniting humanity. Now, as you can see, I'm all decked out also with the joy and excitement of Monday, because we want vibrancy and fullness and fun, and we want to make it inspiring for you. We want you to come to the show and feel invigorated to do something new in your life and the lives of others. Now, what really makes us connect? What is the thing that's going to move the needle on igniting humanity? And I like to say that it's going to be our heartfelt stories. I'm luckily and blessed to be the publisher of over 700 authors telling what I call an ignite moment, that unique story that has changed them and transformed them and inspired them and made them do things differently in their life. Now, often ignite moments are difficult and trialsome. Sometimes they take us to our knees and smack us upside the head to make us wake up, but realize that was truly the silver lining. That was the beginning of something magical and profound in our lives. And as we go through that journey and discover that story and learn the lessons and the golden nuggets from it, we become a better version of ourselves. Now, how do we ignite humanity? Well, it's by sharing those stories, by telling people about what we've been through, what we've overcome, what we've done, so that they can realize that if I can do it, they can do it. If you can do it, she can do it. If he can do it, so can I. And it really is creating the ripple effect of connection and camaraderie amongst humanity. We love to understand one another, and it's our heartfelt stories that allow us to do that. Since the beginning of time, we've been telling stories around the campfire. We've been using stories to share wisdom and knowledge, and it's our stories that allow us to feel more connected. I truly believe that through storytelling authentically and heartfelt, we can ignite humanity, because everyone relates to the story of the human condition. No matter where you live, what color your skin, your gender, your economic value, whatever you consider to be a differentiator is actually a commonality when it comes to sharing our stories and feeling more connected to one another. And so this show is all about sharing stories. And if you've missed any one of our episodes, you can always go back to our platform and get free access to every one of the shows that we've done. Go to ignitehumanity.life/watch, and you can see everything we've done up till today. And of course, our recording of today's phenomenal show. Well, let's get started, because we have a phenomenal guest, somebody very close to me who I love dearly. Our guest today is Miss Tracy Stone. She is a transformational coach, clinical hypnotherapist, best-selling author, podcast host, and inspirational speaker. She is referred to by clients as the transformational whisperer, and has spent 32 years in some of the world's largest corporations, helping management teams maximize strength and eliminate major problems. She is a wonderful individual with a fantastic story, and also, I'm proud to say, a part of the Ignite family. Last year, she recently published her solo book, which we're so proud. I'm sure she'll tell us a little bit about it. Love Remains by Tracy Stone. You can get it on Amazon or at ignitehumanity.life and our marketplace. Without further ado, she's got so much to share. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Miss Tracy Stone.
Hi, JB. Thank you so much. Wow, what a welcome. I am so proud and privileged to be here, and even more proud to have you as my friend.
Thank you so much. And we'll let our viewers know that we're all the way over in England. Tracy is over across the pond. And that's what we love about this show is we bring you people from all over the world. So you can see that it's just not one group of people igniting humanity. It's every person on the planet has the capacity to ignite humanity. And we like to hear from as many as we can. Well, let's dive into it, Miss Tracy Stone. So writing your story, writing your book, sharing your authentic truth. Tell us a little bit about what it meant to you to talk about your story in two of our books and now your solo book.
Do you know, sharing my stories in the Ignite books, Ignite Happiness and Ignite Possibilities, was a transformational experience for me because I'd always wanted to write. I always knew I had the ability to write, just hadn't done it. And I knew I had things to write about, things to share that might just connect with someone and help someone or inspire them or give them just some little nugget along the way that might help them. And it was writing that first story, my first one with you was in Ignite Happiness. It really was the boost that I needed in order to help me get on with sharing my stories to help more people. It really is a transformation experience, and anyone who hasn't written yet, you can do this. It's so incredible to get your story out there and being able to share something real. No matter how much you might say to yourself, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. I'm just little old me. You're never just little old you, and the things that you can share with the world could change somebody's life for the better.
It's so true. It's so true. So give us a little tidbit of the story, your personal story that you shared in Ignite Happiness.
So for Ignite Happiness, what I was sharing was how I became accountable for my own happiness, because very often we spend our life thinking, if I can just have this, if I can just do that, if I can just make this relationship better, we're always hanging our happiness on other things. And this story taught me to really be able to be accountable for my own happiness. And ultimately, the message here was, you know, you can't have it all, but you can have what you want. And that's not a popular topic or popular thing to say, because everyone now says you can have it all, you can have everything, you can do it, you can have the amazing career, you can have the family, you can have the great husband, wife, whatever, partner, all the children, the travel, everything. It all comes at a price. So my message in finding my happiness was learning how to choose the things that I focus my time and my energy on, and being accountable for those choices instead of either not making the choices, or instead of thinking I can do everything and you only scratch the surface on all of those things. So things do come at a cost. If you're going to have an incredible career that I had, and I still have my new second career, but I had an amazing career where I traveled the world. I worked in probably around 40 countries. I lost count, but it comes at a cost. You're spending the time that you should be at home, maybe if you want to be building a relationship or finding the love of your life or having the children and spending time with your children. That amazing career of traveling all over the world is exciting and fantastic and has its time and place, but it comes at a cost. So as long as you know what you're choosing, choose it and be
Hmm.
happy, go full force at it.
You know, it's interesting because you say it comes at a cost in my mind, because you know I love positives. I immediately think, well, it comes at an investment. And it comes at an investment in you. You have to invest in your time, or you invest in your travel, or invest in a relationship. And that investment takes time and takes effort and takes part of your, energy. And therefore, that investment, you only have so much you can invest in each time. So I really love, great idea, folks, for Monday's idea. Everything you do comes at a cost or an investment. And so choose what you want to invest in. So then you jumped over to our next book, Ignite Possibilities. Very different story, very different theme. Will you share a little bit about your personal journey and what story you gave the readers in Ignite Possibilities?
I will, and I do that with the happiest heart to be able to share this one. My story in Ignite Possibilities was called Borrowing Tractors, and it was about not borrowing tractors. This is an old story, and it was just a part of my story, but it was something that my father imparted to me, my wonderful dad, who I used to call HGLD, and still in my heart I call him HGLD, which stands for Handsome Godlike Dad. And it was a moniker that I gave him decades ago, and he loved it. It tickled him. My dad sadly passed just over 2 years ago from dementia, and it was during COVID, of course, which made access hard, not impossible, but everything is possible. You just have to choose again how you tackle things, what you put your effort into. And at that time, when he was passing in his last months, I chose to disengage from my work when I needed to in order to have that time because it was very limited. But Dad had always shared with us, anytime as children he felt that my sister or I were perhaps talking ourselves out of things that we should be doing, or saying, oh, I won't be able to do that because. Well, how do you know you can't do that? You haven't done the thing, you haven't gone for it. So he used to tell us this story of borrowing tractors, which ultimately meant don't ever assume, you'll have to read the story to understand it, but don't ever assume that you know the outcome. Don't assume that you can't learn the language, that you can't find the husband or the wife or the partner, that you can't get the children, the career, the promotion, the car, the house, whatever it is that you're looking for. Don't talk yourself out of doing things, talk yourself into doing them. And that was what his story was all about. But the little story is quite sweet in there. And I chose this story for Ignite Possibilities because that ability that my father instilled in me, my wonderful HGLD, that story has stayed with me for all of my life and has reminded me every single day, don't talk myself out of things, talk myself into doing them. Find a way to do it. If I choose it, which was Ignite Happiness story, how to choose the things that you focus your time and your energy on, not expecting to go into everything, but choosing wisely and making it happen. And then in Possibilities is make sure you give yourself that full permission to go at it, to do it. Don't borrow the tractor. Don't assume that you can't do it. Make it possible for yourself. And it was thanks to my dad, to HGLD.
Another great story and a great idea about focus. Don't ever think you can't do it. Find ways to do it. And I want to share with the viewers that, Tracy wrote this story so beautifully and eloquently. It really is a phenomenal story, and you can read it at Ignite Possibilities in one of our books. But it also really brought her closer and more connected to the community because the other authors that she was working with in that compilation book were invested and truly supportive as Tracy was going through this loss with her father and having these experiences and sharing her authentic truth. Instead of just saying, oh, I'm fine and it's okay and I'm okay and nothing's bothering me, she really shared what she was going through, and each and every one of us leaned in to support her, help her, be there for her. And it created such a beautiful connection between all of us. And I just want to say thank you again for that and your bravery. I remember even just after he passed, within like less than 24 hours, you were on a call with the community, talking to everyone and sharing his transition, and just being so gracious and poignant and real and vulnerable. And that's what brings us together, folks. I really can't emphasize how powerful it is when you share with people what's truly going on for you. It allows people to show up to support you. Tracy, you're a hypnotherapist, and you're do a lot of therapy with people. Can you just segue and touch upon how important it is to have support when you're going through things?
Oh, thanks for that, JB. Absolutely. And I saw particularly at that time when we lost Dad, particularly how vital it is. I see it in all of my clients. It's very different again when you see it on life as well, because it's always easier to coach other people, to help other people. You can see what they need to do. Sometimes it's a little bit harder when it's closer to home. And we tend to pull back into ourselves and reject the help, reject everything that people are offering to us because we almost want to feel our pain more and be more in touch with our pain. It doesn't truly help us to do that. But getting help, allowing people in a little bit, whether they are people that you don't know, that you can go to different organizations for help. Sometimes that's better because you don't have history there. And there are so many organizations that, whether it's that you're struggling with grief and loss, there are a number of organizations you can connect with, or for any type of issue you've got, there are always people that will listen. They don't always want to give you advice. And sometimes that's the best thing as well, that we want to not get advice. We just need to be heard. We need to be understood. We need somebody to say, I hear you, and I'm sorry that this has happened to you. But staying alone becomes very isolating. So it's very, very important. That's one of the reasons that I began then to write my own book, that I saw how hard grief was for all the people around me. I saw my mother experiencing grief in one way, my sister in a different way, my niece in a different way again, and then myself as well. And then, of course, you then know that's only us in a small family. How many other ways are different people experiencing grief and isolating themselves and feeling very alone, judging themselves and being hard on themselves, and not knowing how to live with the grief? Because when you lose somebody that you love very, very greatly, the pain stays with you until you choose to translate that pain back into the love that you've shared together. And that is very possible to do. Now, you will never be happy that person has gone, but with the help of other people, or with another way, whether it's a group, whether it's somebody you can sit and talk to, whether it's a book that you read, that help is going to help you to move to the next step and the next step, to when things become more possible, more bearable. Suffering on your own is never the answer. It's never the right thing. And actually, allowing other people to help you gives them something to do. It makes them feel that they're doing something helpful.
Yeah, it's a great suggestion. Another great idea of ways that you can support yourself or support others. And this is a perfect example of how Tracy took her story, and it was difficult losing her father, but she allowed that story to help be the fuel for her to write a book and help others. And I think that we don't all have to write books, but what we can do is take from our own experiences the lessons that we've learned to support others. And I just want to say again, congratulations that you did take the big leap to writing your own solo book. And so looking back now, you've been published now, your book is out. It's been 2 years since you lost your dad. You've been talking about this story. What's something that you've learned that you didn't expect that you can share with all of us?
I think something that I've learned is from writing my book, particularly the third book, the book on grief, written again to help people who are struggling with grief. And it gives people a lot of tips, techniques, background stories of how different people encounter grief and feel grief, as well as exercises and what to do. What has really struck me is the number of people that have come to me and said, that has really helped me, or it's helped somebody that I've given this to. And sometimes just getting that little bit of help on their terms, that they can do it in their own time, in their own way. They're not feeling they're pushed, because that's a danger when you talk to your friends and your family when you're struggling. You tend to feel that you're backed into a corner, that people are trying to tell you what to do. We need to not tell people what to do. We need to be better listeners. This is a big thing that has struck me, how to become a better listener, how to value the journey of grief, and to appreciate in so many people how different it can be every single time. It is individual, highly individual. But to the person who is suffering grief, it feels like you are the only person in the world who is feeling that feeling, and nobody else is going to understand it. But of course, we all lose people that we love very, very dearly. It's the nature of life. We don't stay here forever. So what I learned was the words I write, my sharing of my story, my sharing of my ability to do powerful therapy and to understand how to help people get to the next stage in whatever journey they're on, truly makes a difference in people's lives. And that has given me a new fire, a new desire to be able to help more people, and to sprinkle that magic fairy dust that helps you no matter what it is in life, whatever is limiting you. I'm there to help you get to that next level.
Again, a great suggestion and idea for our listeners. Just listening to people, just being there, just allowing them to share is one of the ways you can absolutely ignite humanity. Tracy, go on to share how important it is when you are struggling or you're having a problem or even you're just needing to connect. The value of having somebody be there as a listener, because I want the viewers to really know that you can ignite humanity one person at a time simply by just listening to somebody who needs to be seen and heard.
Yeah, it's so powerful. As humans, we're tribal, and it's something that we tend to forget because when we hurt, we withdraw, as I mentioned before. But that's the anti-tribal feeling in us, that we withdraw because we think nobody understands, nobody gets it, nobody feels this the way I feel it, nobody can help me. I'm unfixable, unmendable, unlovable, whatever it is. When we listen to people, we make them feel heard, we make them feel seen, supported, cared for, loved, important, valuable. And we all need to feel those feelings. Without feeling those feelings, there is no future for us. Everything stops if we feel invisible, unheard, unseen, unloved, unimportant. Anything with an in front of it
Right.
doesn't work for us. So when we actually listen, what I often say to people when I do coaching with people, particularly in business, I get leaders to kind of swap the percentage of listening and talking. And I tend to talk about the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle, that generally we say that 80% of the value comes from 20% of the effort. But what we end up doing is putting in maybe 80% effort and getting only 20% value out of that. So we need to swap, instead of talking 80% and listening 20%, let's swap that around and maybe think about valuing and respecting people's journeys. Instead of giving our advice, telling them what to do, what they should do to help them, listen 80% and input maximum 20%. Let them feel what they're feeling, and they feel heard and seen and understood. And then they come back into the tribe. We are tribal. And when we don't feel part of the tribe, we start to despair, we pull ourselves out, and we start to wither. Life begins to end.
Hmm. It's very important that we do that 80-20 rule. Fantastic. New another idea for today. Thank you for sharing that. It's always so important to see the value in sharing and as listeners, but also as people sharing. So if you're at home and you're feeling like you have a story and you would like to share it, we'd love to hear from you. And if you're not ready to write it or be on the show or share it in a public way, share it with somebody that you know, share it with a friend or a family member, somebody you feel safe with. And of course, you can always reach out to Tracy and find out more about ways that you can share with her and with what she's doing and the experiences that she has in her therapy and in her coaching. Tracy, just as we close, can you share a little bit about ways that people can find you?
Oh, thanks, JB. Yeah, my website is limitlesspotential.co.uk. You can find me on Instagram as well, and that is Tracy.Stone. That's Tracy with no E, Tracy, .stone _ limitless potential. And you can find me on Facebook, Tracy at Limitless Potential. I think that's the way that one is. Um, any number of ways. And
Wonderful.
I will be happy to offer anybody who would like to know more about how I can help a free consultation call.
Mm, so blessed. Folks, please take advantage of that. If you need someone to listen to what you're going through and someone to support you, if you'd like to know more, please reach out to Tracy. I'm so blessed to have you here. Great ideas for Idea Day on Monday, great suggestions. And always, we love hearing your story and we can't wait to see what's coming next from you. Many blessings. Have a wonderful day. Big hugs to you.
Thank you so much, JB. It's been my pleasure, and amazing work that you're doing. I'm so privileged to be here.
Thank you so much. Well, folks, that's the whole reason we do this is because we want people to feel inspired. My goal is that Each and every show, you get one small inspiration for you to move forward in igniting your life. Because when you ignite your life, you ignite someone else's life, and it all starts with you. You are the leader. You are the spotlight. You are the headliner in your life. And as you step up and do more for yourself and grow in a way that empowers and inspires you, you allow other people to witness you stepping into your greatness, and that encourages them. When you feel confident and you feel capable and you know that you are living on track, you allow other people to follow forward. And one of the ways we do that is by looking back at our stories and where we've come, how much we've journeyed, and see the little things that we've learned and the big things that we've learned and shared them with others. Many people are like, oh, I don't have anything to give, but let me tell you, and I can assure you that if you sit back and realize what has come through your life, through your experiences and through your journey, you will realize that, in fact, you have learned a lot. In fact, you have wisdom to impart. And in fact, there is somebody, if not many people, waiting to hear your message. And then with that being said, if you'd like to share more about what you're up to and come and be on our show, Ignite Humanity Live, we'd love to hear from you. Go to ignitehumanity.life/share. And you can send us an email about what you've been up to and what you're doing and how you are igniting the planet. And if you have a friend or family member who's doing something that you think we should spotlight, please also send us an email and tell us about them. Now, one of the ways that we are igniting humanity is through our schools. We are building schools around the globe and have committed to building schools over the next few years to help ignite literacy and support children and what's possible for them. We know that if we focus on the next generation, we can help ignite the world. And we're doing that through education and reading literacy with children in impoverished countries. If you'd like to support our initiative, you can go to ignitehumanity.life/donate. We're collecting money to build bricks. Every single dollar you donate goes towards a brick in one of our schools. And we are so blessed to have your support. Now, if you want to know a little bit about how to tell your story, we always encourage you to go to our website. We have multiple books coming up, and we make it easy and accessible for you to tell your heartfelt stories in one of our compilation books. The next book we're doing is Ignite Your Faith. Then we have Ignite Courage, and we also have Ignite Humanity. If you feel you're doing something wonderful to ignite humanity, please go to our website and fill out an application, because maybe your story could be next in one of our books. Well, I want to share with you one of the principles of igniting humanity, and it's all about number 4, foster positive expansion and loving evolution. So evolve today. Let yourself grow, expand, learn something new, take on a new idea, read a little bit in a book, watch a podcast, check out an Ignite Humanity episode. Just do a little bit of something to expand yourself and then expand the lives of others. And as Tracy shared with us, listen, be a good listener, support, be kind, be available, be loving. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ignites humanity. I'm your host. Happy to be here. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.